So in this video, we're going to talk about, and I'm going to explain exactly why a high point is better than a Glock. You heard that correctly. So first off, number one, the high point has a better warranty than the Glock. If you compare the two warranties, High Point has a much better warranty. In fact, High Point is known for their amazing warranty. So right there, that's the first point, that High Point is better than Glock. The second point, the cost. High Points are so inexpensive that I could arm my whole family with High Points for the cost of one Glock. So that's another point towards High Point. Number three, the magazine capacity. While the magazine capacity is lesser than a Glock, that just means I'd be able to take it across state lines if I'm going to a state that is restrictive and I don't have to worry about getting in trouble. That's point three. Point four, a High Point specifically is designed not to be field stripped constantly. A Glock, yeah, you can run it dirty, but typically the manual says, yeah, you want to clean it and it's designed to be taken apart easy. But the High Point, you have to use a hammer and a punch, which tells me it's specifically designed to run dirty due to its simple blowback action. So there's just some of the points right there on why High Point is better than Glock. So now let's get to the real subject of this video. The real subject, now that I got your attention, is you can always take certain things and you can twist it and say, well, this product's better than this product. But sometimes you have to realize when you're doing that, you may be just defending your own ego in the process because you purchased that product. So for the sake of this video, yeah, the High Point is much, or excuse me, the Glock is much better than the High Point. Okay. What I said right there was just to grab your attention, and keep in mind that, yeah, the Glock is a great gun, but it's not perfect, and it's okay to call out the things that aren't good with a certain platform. It doesn't mean that the platform is to be hated. I do like Glocks, but I think they could fix a few things. And I do think other platforms out there have a lot more innovative features. They're a lot more up to date than Glock. Glock is riding just on its contracts and its reliability, which is fine. But I think as time goes on, it's only going to get them so far. So I think Glock is lacking. It doesn't mean it's not a bad gun. It's a good gun, but I just got to keep it honest in my opinion. And keep in mind, everything is just my opinion. So that's kind of the point of the video. You can twist things to make it sound like your given choice is just the perfect choice. And that other choices just don't stack up to it. And that's fine. But just realize that maybe sometimes it's comes from a place of ego. And I've been guilty of that a lot. And I found myself trying to get out of it and trying to look at things for what they are. Not being brand myopic or anything like that, and realizing, like, for example, my latest video, the RXM does have more features than the Glock. It truly does. If you would take those two pistols and put them up against each other, and RXM next to a standard, what is it? The one that I have in my video has a large frame on it now, so a Glock 45. If you took the brand names off and you didn't know anything about the brand names and you just put them up against each other, factory Glock 35 versus a factory RXM with the large grip, or since the RXM comes with the compact, you could say factory RXM versus factory Glock 19. A lot of people would choose the RXM and say, yeah, this has more features. But because you have loyalties and whatnot, sometimes things get a little bit twisted. You'll get people that say, yeah, but the plastic sights on the Glock are just fine because there's no reason to have anything more. Well, you're kind of settling, in my opinion. There's not one person, if you didn't know what the brands were, like I said, you're looking at the RXM versus the Glock, and you see the night sight and the higher co-witnessing sights that are made out of iron, lots of people would be like, yeah, those sights are tons better. But that's not the case because of the loyalties involved and sometimes egos. So anyway, just a quick video. Just wanted to throw that out there. Just be careful when you're going around and you're defending your product. It's okay to defend your product. Everybody has an opinion. Freedom's awesome, and I get it. But just, it's okay to be critical about something and still like it. It's perfectly fine. So comment section below. What do you guys think?